Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you saw my video yesterday, then you know that I unboxed this new Epiphone 2020 SG Muse in Wanderlust green yesterday, and was pleased to find out that they packed it well enough that even though it was banged up, the guitar survived. Thought today I would go by and, you know, I've had it for about 12 hours and messed with it for a few hours, kind of give you kind of my initial impressions of the guitar. First thing I thought kind of when I took it out was, guitar feels a little bit heavier than other SGs that I've picked up. I weighed it. It weighed 7.8 pounds. So, you know, the subjective completely, because I don't know exactly what other SGs weigh. I just know that I picked them up before and they didn't feel quite this heavy. It doesn't feel heavy when I'm playing it, but it just feels heavier than other SGs that I've played in the past. Still not a problem. The headstock, I love. I like it better than the old headstock. I still prefer the Gibson headstock, but I really think that they improved the general look of the guitar. Tuners, it's got the 18:1 ratio headstock, or the tuners, and they seem to work fine. I haven't had any issues with it not staying in tune so far. It's got the Mahogany neck and the Indian Laurel fretboard, which I'd never played on that type of fretboard before, and I can't say that, you know, it kind of feels a lot like rosewood to me. One of the first things when I fretted the guitar that I noticed was the action. It's high, extremely high. Not unplayable to me, but if I was a beginner, I would definitely be challenged by it. According to their own book, Epiphone's book that came with this guitar, the action on the low E at the 12th fret should be 6/64s, and I was at over 9/64 at the 12th fret. You know, that's their recommendation, 6/64. It came out of the factory with over 9, close to 10. That's on the low E string, and then on the high E string, I believe it was 4/64s, and that was at 6/64s, which didn't feel quite as, you know, obnoxiously high to me. You know, of course it's subjective. Some people like the action a little higher, and it's still completely playable. I can play it. Another thing I noticed about the nut was that in tuning occasionally at the B, I think this B string might be binding in the nut, so it may not be cut perfectly. It might need to be addressed, you know, at a future time. As far as the general look of the guitar, the pickups, they are the Alnico Classic PRO pickups. They're coil splittable, which I probably won't use a lot, but it's an option that you have on the guitar. I think that they sound fine. They're not my favorite sounding pickups, but they're definitely not the worst ones that I've played. The overall look of the guitar, I think it's a pretty nice looking guitar. I like the knobs. And the pots feel pretty good. The switch actually feels really nice on this guitar. It feels like it's a pretty good switch. A lot of people have been talking about high frets. I did find a high fret when I went over it with the rocker. It was at the 11th fret. It's the only one that's high, and I'm thinking that initially I didn't notice that it was high because of the high action of the strings. Maybe that, I'm not a luthier, but I'm thinking that might keep it from really buzzing, and maybe the reason that they went with the higher action was to avoid that buzzing of the strings. Either way, that's gonna have to be addressed. The fit and finish of the guitar, You know, the paint lines look great. They did a good job with that. But around the fretboard, it looks like they almost stained, and I'm gonna put some pictures up. They almost stained the fretboard while it was on the guitar, because at the edges of the fretboard there is stain on the edge of the fretboard, on the binding, and it looks pretty bad. You know, you can't see it from a distance, and it's not gonna, definitely isn't gonna change the way the guitar plays or feels, but you know, when you look at it and you know it's there, well, you know they didn't pay that strict of attention to the details on that. Now, that being said, I know it's a $400 guitar. I don't expect it to be perfect. I didn't when I bought it, and I didn't have huge expectations and thought maybe that it would be a guitar that I would buy and send back because I wasn't happy with it. But ultimately, with all of those things said, I like the guitar. I'm gonna have to address the setup on it, you know, adjust the string height and that one high fret, and I'm gonna play it, because really, for 400 bucks, it's not a bad guitar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run through the bridge pickup first. So now I'm going to go ahead and split that pickup. Good. Now I'm going to the neck pickup. There it is. And we're gonna run through again. That was actually the neck, but it was split. So now we'll go ahead and listen to it in the humbucker form. And now both pickups are on. Good. So that's what the guitar sounds like. Okay, so let's go ahead and hear some cleans. This is on the bridge. Go ahead and split that now. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is the neck humbucker. We'll go ahead and split that. And now what we'll do is we'll hear both pickups. Well guys, that's about all I've got for this video. It's probably pretty long anyway. Thanks for checking it out. If you like what you see on the channel, please subscribe, and well, tomorrow's Friday, so have a great weekend.